Hey everyone, this is Joanne coming to you live from New York. I'm also known as #UnicornBoss. So as you guys are jumping online tonight, go ahead and hit me up with some unicorn emojis because those are my jam. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. So wishing you all a very happy Unicorn Monday tonight. I hope you enjoyed Unicorn Monday here on my page. We're going to be talking a little bit more of a business mindset thing tonight. So I'm excited to chat with you a little bit about money and mindset and how you can maybe switch your mind about money so that way money works its best for you rather than against you. So I see a bunch of you guys jumping online. Welcome. If you're grabbing me live, go ahead and leave me a number 1. And if you're catching me on the replay, go ahead and leave me a number 2. By the way, if you're a brand new friend, don't forget to comment new below so that way I can circle back around and connect with you. And if we're not friends yet, make sure you go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. And it's super important that you follow my page. I've actually pretty much maxed out my friends list. So I want to make sure you're not missing out on all the fun things that we do here. So if you haven't followed me yet, just take 3 seconds right now. If you click on my face, it will take you over to my page. And from there, you can click on the follow button. I so appreciate your love and support. So let me say hi to a few people tonight, and then we will go ahead and get started. So for tonight's topic, we're going to be talking a little bit about money and mindset. So if that's something that you think you could use some help with or that you would be excited about, go ahead and give me some hearts below. This is a brand new topic for me. It's something that kind of hit me over the weekend, and I've been really excited to share it all with you. So I hope you enjoy it. Hey Matt, hi Shota, Maria, Pat, Andrew, Nikki, hey girl, Debbie, Shannon, Nicole, Shannon, who else we got? Lindsay, awesome. Hi Sherry, Tony, awesome. So happy to have you all. So for tonight's topic, I thought we would talk about money and mindset. So is that something that maybe some of you guys could use help with? If you can, go ahead and give me your favorite emoji below. So how many of you guys dream of being debt-free? I know that that's something that really resonates for me. You know, I've been working to become debt-free for quite a few years now. So if that's something that you're working on too, go ahead and give me a #DreamBig below. You know, we always talk about dream big on my page. So it's been a pleasure to coach you and help you all, you know, work on becoming the very best version of yourselves and, you know, make sure your dreams come true. So I want to share a quick backstory, and then I'm going to get to the business tips, the tips and the goodies for you, so that way you can switch maybe your idea about money, because I don't know about you, but I came from a very unhealthy place when it comes to money. So if that's something you feel comfortable sharing, go ahead and comment unhealthy below. But I had a really unhealthy mindset about money. You know, I came from a family that struggled with money. We had a lot of bad ideas and habits and behaviors growing up. So right from the get-go, I was already had kind of like some bad ideas about money, which I think is common for a lot of us. So I'm seeing all the dream big comments. You guys, my heart, thank you so much. That makes me really happy. So I was also in a few relationships where money was a burden. Well, those relationships themselves were a burden for me financially. I have a very loving mindset or a loving personality. So you know, one of my big ways that I like to show love and affection is by giving. So I am a giver and a lover. So, you know, I tend to want to buy things for people, and sometimes that puts me beyond my means. So I don't know if that's something you can maybe you struggle with too. You can go ahead and give me some hearts below. I'll know that you're a lover like me. So then I went through a bad marriage and a bad divorce, and that was a hot mess, you guys, hot mess express, you know, and as a result of that, I ended up having to actually file for bankruptcy, and it was super embarrassing. I was pretty young at the time, so, you know, it kind of set me apart from a lot of my friends, you know, and I had the B word on me, and, you know, it was really difficult. I had to go through that whole process alone. I felt very afraid, and, you know, just a quick side note, the kind of fear that I had at that point in my life, that's something you never want to live in a perpetual state of fear like I was. Nothing healthy can ever grow out of that deep-based fear. So you know, at that point in my life, I just felt really fearful, really hopeless. I felt really alone. And it's no wonder that things continue to spiral out of control, right? Because whatever you water in your life, that's what will grow. So I was watering fear. I was watering loneliness and helplessness. And of course, that's what continued to grow in my life, right? Hi, Raquel. Welcome. Thanks for sharing. Amanda, real quick, by the way, I always forget to ask you guys, but if you have a lot of fun on my page and you'll learn lots of things, make sure you give the video a quick share. I so appreciate your love and support. You never know who might need some help with money and mindset tonight. This is a really great topic. So thanks for all the hearts, everyone. I so appreciate it. So once I declared bankruptcy, I was like, that's it. I'm never going to be in debt again. Can anybody relate? You can give me some rainbows below. But I was like, I swore that I was going to be good and I wasn't going to make, unhealthy decisions, that I was going to be smart with my money and make good choices. But you know what? Guess what? Sometimes it's hard. You know, at that time in my life, I was living paycheck to paycheck and, it was really, really challenging. And I know you all have been there. We all feel this way. I know that, I'm not alone, and things happen, before you know it, your car breaks down. You need new tires. You need glasses or different things. Somebody falls sick, there's a medical emergency. And before you know it, here and there, the charges start to slowly creep up, and then the holidays come, it's somebody's birthday, and you always have the best of intentions that you're not going to let it get out of control and you're going to pay these things off. But, somehow, before you know it, a few $100 turns into a few thousand, and you look back and you think, dear God, how did I get here again? How did this even happen? So, hey, Kelly, welcome. Happy to have you. So, I know that this is a story that a lot of you can relate with, and I see all the rainbows and all the love, so I appreciate that. It makes it a little bit easier. It's my first time ever telling my financial story, which is a little bit scary, so we're getting through it together, you guys. So the next step in my story was that I wanted to provide some wiggle room with my bills, and I really was sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. So if anybody can relate, you can comment sick and tired below. Was sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck, not having barely enough to cover all of my needs and necessities, and then also not having anything to have fun with, which is not cool because you just feel like you're just living to work, which is not a great place to be, right? So I ended up starting a few side hustles, a few side businesses. Most of them were failures. So being completely honest with you guys, completely transparent, and it just made me feel worse about myself. So by the way, if any of you are entrepreneurs or you have your own business, comment, hashtag entrepreneur below or hashtag boss babe. I've got tons of entrepreneurs on my page here, and I love connecting with other like-minded people. So thanks for the love, Renee. You're one of my favorite friends. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm seeing the sick and tired comments. So I really know what that feels like. I feel you guys. I really do love and support you. So around that time, that was when I really decided that my mindset was actually wrong when it came to money. I started working on my personal development, which I think is really important. So if this is a topic you really struggle with, make sure you're taking a few minutes, even if you just get like an audio book and just while you're driving back and forth to work, you can listen to a few chapters every day. And before you know it, you can get through a book. I know some of you are busy moms and dads and you just maybe don't have time to read, but there's plenty of free content out there on the internet that you can use to work on your personal development. One of my favorite things to do are audiobooks and podcasts, and there's tons of great ones out there. If you need help with finding good ones, you can comment help below and I can help recommend a few books and a few podcasts for you that are some of my favorites. But as I started to pour into myself and kind of focus on my personal development, I started to realize that my mindset was completely in the wrong place. And I learned something which was really life-changing to me. And this is the good part now. So if you stuck with me this far, thank you. Here are the tips and tricks coming for you. So first things first, money is simply an exchange of energy. That's it. It's just a tool for you. So I like to think of money like a hammer. It's a tool, right? So you can either use it with some nails and wood to build buildings and beautiful things, or guess what? You can also use it as something bad to hurt somebody with. You can literally hammer them and hurt them, right? So you can cause, you could either build or cause devastation. So I don't know about you, but I was like, I got kind of like chills from that because, you know, when you kind of finally realize that money isn't this negative thing and that you can kind of have more control over it, that's when things really start to change and it starts to get really exciting. So, you know, I realized that I was allowing money to tear me down, devastate my life, and set me up for failure. And that's something that I really wanted to stop and fix. So if that's something that resonates with you, you can give me a stop sign emoji below or maybe some bomb emojis because I think that's a pretty bomb statement. So, so once I made this realization, I said, all right, I'm going to start changing this. How do I do it? And I wanted to tap into money as a source of energy, because, you know, as soon as you do that, it's kind of like throwing the pebble in the pond and you start having the ripples. You know, as soon as you start using it as a source of energy, all of a sudden you see all of these positive things happening in your life. You get more opportunities. You get more and more good things are coming to you instead of all of the bad things all of the time, right? So I wanted to ask you guys, if you feel comfortable sharing, why don't you go ahead and comment and share with me, what are some of your negative ideas that you have about money? I have some written down here in case you guys are all shy tonight, but feel free to comment. You know, this is a loving, safe space, so I won't let anybody make fun of you guys or put yourself down. So what do you tell yourself about money? What are some of those negative things? I'd be curious to know. I wrote down some of my own here. I'm going to wait like 10 more seconds because the comments are always delayed. But let me see if anybody has any good ones that we can share together here. So we're going to talk about the negative and then we're going to talk about the positive. We're always going to end on the good note. So it sucks the life out of you, girl. For real, I can definitely feel you on that one. One that I wrote down is that there's not enough. I mean, there's just not enough money, right? What about something I used to always tell myself, and I would find myself telling my friends too, well, I'm just drowning in debt. I'm drowning. So, you know, what do you think happens when I constantly say those words out loud? I'm drowning, I'm drowning, I'm drowning. Like I said, I'm planting the seeds where just more of that comes. Thank you so much for the love, Maria. I do my best. I really do have a passion for this and for helping people. So yeah, you're splurging to help relieve stress. So you know what? You know, sometimes we tell ourselves we deserve it. And while you do, you know those moments when you're taking it to an unhealthy level, right? I know I came from a space where I had no self-love at one point in my life. So I would never do anything nice for myself. And then as I started to grow and I started to realize that in order for me to be able to love more, I have to love myself and pour into myself more. So I would start to do nice things for myself. But then I always knew when it was kind of like getting a little bit out of control, you know what I mean? So say you have plenty and more comes. Absolutely, Kelly. So we're going to be talking about that in just a minute here. So those are some really good negative ideas. I also have something I used to tell myself constantly was everything is too expensive. It's just too expensive. I just can't do that. There's just not enough, and that I can't earn more. You know, a lot of times we think, well, I just can't earn more. You know, I'm working 12-hour days. I'm working 10-hour days. I'm tired. I just can't earn more, and I'm not worth more. I'm not valuable enough to have more. So those were some things that I was telling myself on the daily, multiple times a day, kind of on repeat, and hopefully, you know, some of them resonated with you because, you know, you could see that you're probably doing them and you just didn't even realize it, right? So, and yeah, and that's what happens, Renee, is the more you think about these negative things, it's always like you live from one tragedy to the next accident, to the next thing, and they just keep coming. But if you do like Kelly does, and she's doing really good, like putting all those positive affirmations and thoughts out there about, you know, money being energy and just that more comes to me, it will actually start changing what is happening and what you're receiving in your life, which is really, really exciting. So what are some positive ways to talk about money? Kelly's already put a bunch in there. I've got some good positive affirmations that I've been using that I'd love to share with you. You could just say, money brings good to the world and to my family. Absolutely, sister. You're rocking it. I love it. Thanks for commenting and sharing, Kelly. One I like to say is, I say yes to money and money says yes to me. So you're just putting it out there like the money is good and it's for me and it's for my family and it's for this world, you know, and it can be this positive, beautiful thing. Money is easily and effortlessly flowing into my life. I mean, if you told yourself that every single day, what do you think is going to start happening? Money's going to start moving easier for you, right? Another one I like to say is my heart and mind are open to more success in my life. You know, I was a person coming from a poverty mindset, and I didn't think I was worthy of success. So if you put out there that you are open to success and receiving these things, I mean, it really is life-changing. I can't tell you guys. I promise this works. Another one of my favorites is I count my little successes and they grow and multiply. So sometimes you guys forget to celebrate the little successes that happen in your life. You know, whether it's somebody sends you a $25 check or somebody pays for your Starbucks while you're in the line, you know, the drive-through, like celebrate that little success. And another neat little tip for you is you can actually write down all of your money that's coming in. Even if somebody treats you to dinner or whatnot, start tracking. We always track the money that's leaving our lives, right? It's called balancing your checkbook. So you always keep tracking what is coming out. But if you start tracking everything that's coming in, guess what happens? More comes in. I swear to God, the honest truth. So, oh, thanks, Kelly. Yeah, it took a long time. I feel you, girl. It took me a really long time to kind of have a healthy relationship with money, mindset, and energy and positive self-talk. So these things really are, it takes time to process, and it kind of comes in stages, but it really does work. And then the last one that I have that I want to share with you, that's one of my favorites. It says, the more I appreciate riches in my life, the more riches I see. And that is so true. I was talking about gratitude the other day on my page because I was struggling with like a little bout of depression, was feeling a little bit sad, you know, a little bit sorry for myself, you know what I mean? And, you know, the more you're grateful for what you have, the more you will receive. It's when we're not grateful for what we have, and we always have a lot more than we even sometimes are willing to recognize. So when you start to change your focus and have more of a gratitude, a grateful heart, then more and more will come to you. So over the weekend, this whole thing happened because, you know, I've been saving up a bunch of money because there was a few different things happening. I was planning on quitting my full-time job to go full-time with my side hustle. So that was like one thing that I was really excited about. And of course, saving money to pay off debt, and the holidays are coming and all of the things, you know what I mean? And I really got to the point where I wanted to pay off some credit card debt, but I had this real hesitancy, and I was really fighting with it over the weekend. And this was what I was telling myself, and it really shocked me. And I just thought, wow, I feel like people need to hear this message. So first thing first was I told myself, well, what if I need the money? I'm one of these people, I don't know about you, like I love to give money to people, but if I'm saving money, I want it all in there. Like in my savings account, I like to watch the number grow, and I like to like challenge myself. Okay, can I get to a 6? Can I get to a 7? You know, and just kind of keep pushing for it. So when it's in there, I like to keep it safe in there. And sometimes taking it out is really hard for me. And I think, you know, well, what if I need the money? You know, at least it's there, it's safe. If something happens, I'll have it. But that's not really kind of what we were just talking about, right? That's kind of like a poverty mindset. You know, have you ever heard, you know, those top business builders and those millionaires say, you know, if you want to earn a lot of money, you also have to spend a lot of money. You know, of course, you want to spend wisely. I'm not saying go out there and blow your savings, please, by any means. But if you're doing something positive and you're investing in yourself or you're paying off debt, it makes sense, okay? So the other thing I was telling myself, well, you know, you just quit your job. This is really reckless, you know, let's hold off before we throw some big money down on debt. And then I just realized, you know what, that's setting myself up for complete failure. Come on now, I'm already successful in my business, and I'm a rockin' boss babe, and I'm changing lives, and all of the abundance is coming for me. I've seen miracles happen over the past 6 months, you guys. Like, what kind of mindset is that? No, I need to stop that like right away. And then the last thing, and this was what really got me, was I said to myself, you know, the holidays are coming. What's the point of paying it off if I'm just going to have to charge it again anyway to be able to afford holiday gifts? And that was when it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I thought, you know what? This is completely wrong. I need to stop this here right now because, you know, I'm just perpetually encouraging myself to be unsuccessful and to not allow more to come to me if I'm holding on to it so hard, and that I'm setting myself up for more debt because I'm already saying I'm going to need a charge. How about I just buy what I can afford this year and don't charge anything, right? So yeah. So, you can definitely work on your credit and your spending and building new habits, right? So, which I have been doing. My credit's been coming up slowly and slowly, and I've got all of the savings now. So now it's kind of time to take the next step and actually start being brave and paying off the debt, right? Congrats for being in the green, Juliet. I am so excited for you. That's really exciting. So I did it. I pushed through the fear. I always tell you guys, fear is like the arrow. And when you feel the tension and you're like scared and you don't want to do it, if you'll just be brave enough to release the arrow, you will launch. And you'll launch to your target, and oftentimes you will go beyond your target because your mind is just going to be blown that you were brave enough to do something that you didn't even know you had the possibility of doing, accomplishing, or being successful in, right? So I did it, and it's so crazy. The energy I felt once I paid off those 2 credit cards, I was like, I should have done this 6 months ago. I've been sitting on this money for so long. And I already know, because I put the energy out there, it's going to grow and multiply now because I've done that, right? So it's just so exciting. I could literally feel the release. I could literally feel the ripples in the pond by paying off those 2 cards. And it's just now the abundance is coming to me because I've put out there and it's coming back, and I'm doing all of the positive, self-talk about money and how money is energy and all of that. So, just think about what that kind of energy could do. If you could think about money and walk in that kind of energy every single day, what would that do for your life and your family? I challenge you to really think about it because, whether you think it's hokey or not, if you stuck with me this long, it's obviously resonating something about you, you know what I mean? And if you're curious or you need help, I'd be happy to help walk you through some baby steps maybe, or point you in a right direction. But this was, it was a really exciting time, and I'm really excited to be able to tell you guys the day when all the debt is gone. But this was a major moment for me, and I wanted to share it with you because I know there's so many of us out there that are struggling. We want to live a life of abundance, but we're really struggling. We're living paycheck to paycheck, and we're just stuck in debt. And I just want you to know that you can make small changes so that way you're not stuck anymore, and thank you so much for all the love, you guys. I really appreciate it. So if you want to know more about what I do, or are curious and you want to have more abundance in your life, go ahead and just comment abundance below, and I'll get you some information about what I do. It would be such an honor to share with you. But I hope you guys really enjoyed the tips and tricks tonight. Hopefully I gave you some new ways to kind of think about money. And if you find that, even a few months from now, if things have changed and it's as a result of what you heard here tonight, come back and comment on the video and let me know that exciting things are happening, and that you're really excited and you want to share it with the group, because I think that would be so fun and so amazing. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. If you had fun and you learned a lot of new things, make sure you go ahead and give the video a quick share. And make sure you go ahead and send me a friend request and hit follow. Thanks, you guys. I love you. Have a great night. I'll be back to chat with you again soon. Take care.